on the silver screen. Heard the sounds suggesting lineage of influence. Yeah, I saw it there in the motherland. Steps and gables, steeples, stairways, wind away from origin. In untrampled village, home's the proof I cannot be freed. The concert stage, the velvet cage, the glass perimeter of me. All my friends are disappearing. All my letters are in code. Everything I think and feel in your shadow, it erodes. Waiting by the silent phone, I draft my next apology. Burn my letters once they're read, and I'll enjoy. I thrice repeat, and I'll enjoy, and I'll enjoy. Listen to it, I just heard. It's written on the sun, jail burning just like you. The way it moves, a fog that creeps in, grinning always in your hair and in your hallways. Got detained in San Francisco on your way to get fresh air. The USA didn't want you there. You juggled oranges, but nobody cared. You've been ducking, but you can't come home no more. Ducking, you can't come home no more. You got a letter on my door. You got a letter on my door. You've been ducking, but you can't come home no more. Ducking, you can't come home no more. You got a letter on my door. You got a letter on my door. You've been ducking, but you can't come home no more. Ducking, but you can't come home no more. You got to open that back door. You got to open that back door. Lady Macbeth, rock me mama, like my back ain't got no bone. Like clicks heard on the telephone, like some sudden unhinged moan that leaks out from your broken structure, like a wall of unbound stone. They buried the 8th, they buried the 9th, they said the finale was a formal reply. They buried the 8th, they buried the 9th, they said the finale was a formal reply. Buried the 8th, buried the 9th, buried everything, I'm telling you guy. Contest prizes, grand pianos, gag my comfort, share my words. Empty anthems, cloaked in strange fur, stripes and bars. Are they yours? Straps and bars, straps and bars, straps and bars. And are you sure? Straps and bars to lock you in, or camouflage you. Feel the sun, but cannot walk to. Hear the yell, but cannot talk to. Trembling, cloaked in what? You swallow straps and bars. That's what they're for you. Nothing, but you can't come home more.
What a tune.
Popcorn kernel, all is big. At any moment, smash the bits. Yeah, 2 days better than all day, baby. I figured that much out, and I thought I knew a thing or two about the blues, but you got me wondering now. First name I call you is not a name at all, more of a duty than listen and it can't come. When I hear myself thinking and hear the voice that speaks inside, I know where I got my brain from. Every step I step on and follow led me to the same location. Every act I forsake and follow never made me out. And I've never wondered how I came to feel afraid like you promised I'd be.
More like Freebird 6, am I right?
Hey everybody, I'm here with my new favorite band. Hey, what's your band's name?
Parquet chords.
Parquet. And what are your names?
Andrew, Max, Austin, Sean.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know the one. It's like this, right? It's like. How the fuck does it go? Yes.
Have you changed?
Yeah. Time has changed me, but I haven't changed time. It's crazy to think about how many times like the sun has risen and set in all of the time that the sun has been around. I mean, the sun must be so bored. It must have gotten so bored so long ago. The older people I talk to, the oldest that they are, like if, say an 80-year-old or something, it seems like their interpretation of time is like something that is like a month for me is like a second for them. I could never do that again. I'd be interested to hear what the other guys have to say about this, honestly, or all people. But I mean, until the pandemic hit or whatever, it was kind of just like, well, we were planning on having a 10-year anniversary show, of course. That would be really exciting. And the way that an anniversary is sort of the perfect, it's really nice that people use an anniversary as a reason to celebrate when they could just as easily, as I've sort of experienced through this, as a reason to kind of like mourn something. I guess having an anniversary be something that's worth being celebrated and shared with other people that you love is like, it's great that we largely decided to do that and make it a party and not treat it as kind of like a, I don't know, like a wake or something.
I gets worse, but I can think of something worse. The Costco's light of gold was the color of something I was looking for. Yeah, light of gold was the color of something I was looking for. Yeah, light of gold was the color of something I was looking for. Yeah, light of gold was the color of something I was looking for. Said he was the base captain of two-legged slave, sitting like a miner in the conscious debris. I'm still getting images from a burning field, trying to run something warm and real, because light of gold, 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 light of gold was the color of something I was looking for.
It really makes you think a lot about your life. When you're in another country, and you're not from, it's like, how did I start in one place where there's people, and then you go to another place where there's more people? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like we're just a world full of people, and animals and trees and shit.
On this bridge, Lorca warns, life is not a dream. Beware, and beware, and beware. And so many think, because then happened, now isn't. But didn't I mention, the ongoing wow is happening right now. We are all co-authors of this dancing exuberance, where even our inabilities are having a roast. We are the authors of ourselves, co-authoring a gigantic Dostoevsky novel starring clowns. This entire thing we're involved with, called the world, is an opportunity to exhibit how exciting alienation can be. Life is a matter of a miracle that is collected over time by moments flabbergasted to be in each other's presence. The world is an exam to see if we can rise into the direct experiences. Our eyesight is here as a test to see if we can see beyond it. Matter is here as a test for our curiosity. Doubt is here as an exam for our vitality. Thomas Mann wrote that he would rather participate in life than write 100 stories. Giacometti was once run down by a car, and he recalled falling into a lucid faint, a sudden exhilaration, as he realized at last something was happening to him. An assumption develops that you cannot understand life and live life simultaneously. I do not agree entirely, which is to say I do not exactly disagree. I would say that life understood is life lived. But the paradoxes bug me, and I can learn to love and make love to the paradoxes that bug me. And on really romantic evenings of self, I go salsa dancing with my confusion. Before you drift off, don't forget. Which is to say, remember. Because remembering is so much more a psychotic activity than forgetting. Lorca, in that same poem, said that the iguana will bite those who do not dream. And as one realizes that one is a dream figure in another person's dream, that is self-awareness.
else's honor. I looked at her and I knew what I wanted. California came and went like I forgot her lover's birthday. Arizona was controlled by petrol star planes. I could not judge special relations. Out of town and you were burning. Was there something you wanted to say, or was there something that you weren't reporting? I was running at the mountain. I was laughing like a hyena. I was crying and talking to no one. I was running like a fucking torpedo. She had eyes like a Taco Bell drive-thru, open late and there on purpose. I went inside and I said what I wanted. Went to the counter but I got no service. She looked at me like a fry pan reducer. There on the stove, I was lost in the cellar. We made a bed and some eye contact. Don't like this record, please put on another.
This is like the place where all Parquet Courts artwork has been made for the most part. It's all been done here. And like everything I do, this is just kind of my base of operations, you know?
You sound mental.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. In certain ways, yeah. Especially those early days of the band when we first started touring, how, you know, kind of special and new and exciting that was, like when you were with us in Mexico and Texas and London, and how, like, what a kind of, you know, huge adventure for us that was. I mean, I had like toured before in, you know, punk bands, you know, doing the, like, you know, get in the van style touring, but like, you know, we were getting on planes and going to Mexico and London. I guess the band has been so non-stop for the last, well, almost 10 years anyway. It's been 10 years since we started, and now here we are, 2020, strangest year I've ever had, and you know, all of a sudden things come to a halt. Right on time. On time.
My keys don't work. This knob don't turn. My eyes feel like cigarette burns. I'll cut my hair, but I don't care. I'll brush my teeth. That's good for me. Apologies. It's been 2 weeks. Should I unwind and go to sleep? Creature comforts straight from the source. I was just here. I was just here. My mind's worn out without a doubt. A canceled plan. You understand. Just dropping by. Another time, I must have lost my train of thought. You look so nice, Chinese fried rice. Wouldn't you know that place just closed?
My name is John Savage. I reside in Dallas. I am the proud father of Max and of this gentleman here, who is Andrew. This is my oldest, Andrew. When I see my sons enjoying themselves and having fun, it's great for me. So that's my favorite part about it, seeing how much fun they get from it.
Shall we? Okay, let's do it. Let's roll.
Okay.
Yeah, it has been really tough because one of my favorite things to do is tour with Parquet Courts. And I love traveling. I love hanging out with the guys. And obviously, I've been deprived of that for a really long time. But one of the blessings of all this is just getting to spend so much time at home with my family, which is my wife and my dog. And I've had more time this past year at home with them than I've had, you know, in the last 10 years of being in this band. So that's kept me sane. And that's, yeah, I mean, without that, I don't, I don't know. It would have been dark. I'm so glad that we were able to get together for, you know, these few days and revisit these old songs, because that felt really good. I mean, I was like very much a wide-eyed teenager who had just moved to New York City. And that was one of the most exciting times of my life. I'll never forget, because I'd never been to New York before I moved there. So every day was a completely new experience, and it was a new adventure. I was living in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, with my good friend Kevin, who runs a record label called What's Your Rupture that, of course, put out Light Up Gold and Sunbathing Animal. I remember when we were recording Light Up Gold, thinking, yeah, these songs are really good. I really like these songs. You know, I'm not sure what impacts they'll have on the world or how many people will really catch on. And so I was really amazed whenever people responded, started coming out to our shows. People were extremely enthusiastic about that record in ways that I never imagined. Sean is funny, Andrew is creative, and Austin is insightful. I think most people would regard me as the quiet one.
I went down south where they use the slide machine, where the gods of old are heard but seldom seen. And here I've just been stuck here in between, trying to get back to you. Oh, trying to get back to you. With a slide machine, it sweeps the bones right off the road. For the tandem trucks and the boats that they've towed. And me, I've just been looking for one that's going slow. Oh, I'm trying to get back to you. I'm trying to get back to you. Sought by the soldiers as they try to keep her tame. And her rewards will leave them just the same. Trying to get back to you. Machine, where the gods of old are heard but seldom seen. Me, I've just been stuck here in between. Oh, trying to get back to you.
you ever been to the Magic Castle before? It's amazing. Getting to play music as my job is really nice. It's like the thing I probably wanted since I was like 8 years old. I remember when I first started playing guitar, it was because like I was jealous of my best friend whose dad got him a guitar, and I was like, I want a guitar. So what I did was I became determined to build a guitar. I didn't know that there was like a way to like get a guitar other than by like building it. It's sort of like little things I've even thought about today. Like I had some granola really early this morning before I left Austin's place. And I was thinking like, oh man. And he was like, oh, Samantha made this granola. And I was like, she made it? I didn't even know that was an option. I thought granola was just was like a thing. What I'm saying is, I felt the same way about guitars. I was like, okay, well, a guitar is just like a thing. It's like it's a noun or something. and so I'll just go and I'll gather the materials that are like what I think a guitar is in my head. I just went off of what I guess I thought a guitar looked like, which was like a stick, some nails, and some wire. And I went out and like got all that crap at 8 years old in like Colorado. And then I ended up kind of stepping on a nail. I think I had to go to the hospital.
I know exactly where I was when I first saw you, the way I see you now, with these eyes waiting to retry. Those pristine days I recall so fondly, so few are trials when a life is lonely. And now if only I never felt it, I never heard it. I know I loved you, did I even deserve it? When you returned it, there's no suspicion, no hesitation, believing through the eyes of shallow adoration. Witness and know, fracturing heart, eyes in the fire, becoming hers. Shields like a house, closing its door, carved in the dark, lenses of gold. Ashtray is crowded, bottle is empty. No music plays and nothing moves without drifting into a memory. Busy apartment, no room for grieving. Sink full of dishes and no trouble believing that you are leaving. Mid-sentence tremors, mind at its weakest. One way of shaking off the thoughts that it sleeps with. Witness and know, fracturing heart, eyes in the fire, becoming hers. Shields like a house, closing its door, curved in the dark, lenses of gold. In walks the darkness, I pitch without you. Ask me, do I realize what I've done and who I've done to? Indeed I do know. It never leaves me, just visits less often. It isn't gone and I won't feel its grip soften without a coffin. Breathing beside me, feeling its warmness. Phantom affection gives a human performance. Witness and know, fracturing heart, eyes in the fire, blink unrehearsed. Shields like a house,
Hi.
Oh, everybody, don't. Oh, everybody, peel me back, I'm banana man.
That's almost brothers around here, but it's always fucking hit me over to my shoes and tell me I'm too tired, break out tired, the machine's high, hourly rates high, need a good time. I'm Austin, and I'm not in the band anymore. I quit 5 minutes ago.
Why'd you quit?
I just don't matter, I don't think.
Actually feeling really good today. The best I've felt so far. Though last night I finally had a panic attack about the whole thing. I started being like, fuck, what if I'm one of those people who makes it to the end and then on the very last day they switch me over to fucking whatever, the Grim Reaper special. But I feel alright. Last night I was pretty stressed out. Feeling alright right now. Miss you.
And so I just mostly work from home right now.
Before the green, I found peace in my selfish grave. My yesterday's were rain. Declaration. The bottom of this well is rich with bitter waters. It lay still, drowsy, dreaming, dying to get out.
explosions. Sometimes I drop definitions for my words. Sometimes my speech recalls moments of violence. Sometimes I can't be repeated, I can't be paraphrased, no.
I found out that I have a new mental disorder that explains kind of a lot. It's called time blindness, and it's real. I have to predicate it with it's real, and it's like the same way that people could be colorblind or stripped of any other sort of sense, that I am time blind. Like I can't perceive time in the same way that I think they call them neurotypical people would. You know, I don't have a sense of it. I don't know how long things take or how long it might, how much time I would spend to get from one place to another, or how long an activity would take. I can't like perceive it or sense it, and like all of my senses and memories of like the past is kind of really hard to place like in a logical order. You know, I feel like that's finding this new disorder has provided me with new and reasonable excuses for being late. Like it goes from 3, like everything between 3 and like 3:35 is 3 p.m.
And then 3:45 to like 4:50 is
like the afternoon.
Like 5 p.m. feels like
hard.
Like a hard number, like 5 p.m. Like that's when things change.
I know, I can tell like when things change. You know, like
there's the morning,
and then there's
the afternoon, and then there's like
everything after that is just kind of like it gets dark.
Where could I start? There's all the words I write. A late sentiment, a bit misplaced. It comes as no surprise. At a loss, I'm overwhelmed like my memory over time. Just remember that I'll keep you in a place that I can find. Steady on my mind. You know when it all moves too quick and can't get out of hand.
some spooky masks right here.
I was told by people to stay away from shooting any masks because people in the group don't like masks.
Oh.
Like I have the outtakes from the Freebird 2 video and they were like, oh yeah, lose that.
Hey, you let me tell you what's gonna be in this and what's not. Anyway, these masks. People do have a strong aversion to masks. There's something about them that it's like clowns. Some people find them deeply unsettling. They sort of just came to me and I just said to the guys, like,
That one's the scary one.
this was Sean's, I think. I just said to the guys, I've got these masks, could we use these? And they were all really into them. So Parquet Quartz is, we're brave, basically.
Oh man, I really got it going! Oh man!
Have you ever had a dream where you do something so bad that when you wake up, you're relieved it was only a dream? But you never really think about like what it means that you had. I mean, I don't know. It's not that you don't think about what it means that you had the dream, because I guess people make a whole living out of shit like that. You can Google like, what does it mean if all my teeth fall out in my dream? And they'll tell you.
What does it mean?
It's just like anxiety, I think. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Chad, can I have just like only snare maybe? Like way.
You sure you don't want any kick?
I don't know. Do I want the kick? Maybe the kick and the snare, but more of them, please. Thank you. Oh yeah.
Cue the blood.
We're gonna.
They're gonna drop blood on us.
Yeah. There's a whole email we sent out.
Yeah.
We just forged your signature for it. Because it costs a lot. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What creature I return to? What habit I neglect? I cannot solve the pace at which I yearn. Breaking out of fashion, I become a frozen servant, smiling, asking nothing in return. Make the gloom and foaming at the mouth as he addressed me, not with moving lips, but with the rabid while arresting. Words I yet intended to identify emotion, scrawling bold and oblique in my head. I've hung out at your service jobs, I've rushed away and be ignored. Led me to the counter as they stepped to wet you guard. I take to your perimeter as he thrown in the margin. Oblivious to being stronger, satellite. Become my son, I fully to that top of bar. When things have gotten dark. Yeah, in the depths of strangers' glances lies the most ferocious spark.
of fun.
We played in Kansas City, Missouri at this house. There was some miscommunication. So from the start, it was sort of a disaster. But we show up to this house in Kansas City, and there's all these 19-year-old kids who are like sniffing glue and throwing knives around, like really sketchy bunch. And as payment for the show, we were given a dirty sock full of coins and a Taco Bell gift card, which we were told had $5 on it. But when we went to Taco Bell the next day, we found out it had less than $1 on it. So I think we couldn't even get one taco. But if you fast forward like 6 years, we did our first tour on a bus. I'd always wanted to do a tour on a bus because, you know, we played these big festivals and we saw all these headliners, these huge bands that were on these big buses where you can sleep and, you know, just kind of live life. So we were all just hanging out on the bus all the time. It was really fun. And one of the shows was in Cleveland, Ohio, which is where my in-laws are from. So we were all just hanging out on the bus all the time. It was really fun. I got to show the bus off to my in-laws and sort of, you know, prove to them that I had a real job. I got to prove myself.
What is a real job?
That is a very good question.
I'd seen the split lanes of Antietam, the shotgun shacks in Tupelo, but a big circumference left, hollowed by Sherman, crumbling before me, Howard Moe. His shape swallowed my recollection. Silhouette implied, strange fruit rotted, Roman, airborne and hotter than hell. Is this the king's last man I've spied? I stood there beside my companion, scratching a rumor he had heard. Do you have a gun? What? He said, yeah, give me this one. Straight down the barrel was his word. And I smelt the fumes he inhaled swiftly. Each word was hinged upon his choke, like kudzu creeping up a state tree discreetly, forever bending as he broke. I heard the jangling keys of Graceland ring from his teeth, stained brown from coke. Drunken, stumbling like a man of distinction, they clamored, shaken as he spoke. Of droves of pilgrims at his doorway, Carter, Clinton, Gore. Fortunes offered it, refused routinely. This ain't no damn auction house, he swore. Blackmail standing round 6 foot something, ebbs through the waves of small town blight, emitted coldly from southern affection, collide secretly into night. Forgive those who trespass against us. Begins the dead intruder's plea, and into the very muzzle that I once bit into, he said, says the last words he will speak. That broken glass supports forced entry. Reminds his lawyer through the phone. What southern judge do you know, comforting gently, jails white men who defend their home? No soul was present for the moment. His bombed out brick walls finally fell, lying face down in the throes of atonement. He checks out of the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah, I know the end of that one Robert Frost poem, "Nothing Gold Can Stay."
What is that?
The last part is just "Nothing gold can stay," and I definitely like.
They say that poem's sad because it's about the autumn leaves dying. But in life, the leaves come back every year. The gold doesn't stay, but it's always going to be around.
2, 3, 4. An aerosol delusion that knows
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for doing this. I feel really proud.
Thank you, everybody. That's good. But really, though, especially to all the folks at home. And it's times like these we realize just how close we can really be. Which isn't really fucking close at all, actually. There's a lot of rules about that sort of shit. Whoa!
Well, Parquet courts. Incredible things with Parquet courts. Parquet courts, we don't know what's going on with it either. Are they trying to do Beastie Boys or the angles, era strokes? You know, we can't really figure it out. We don't know what they're doing, and I don't think the band knows what they're doing. I think they can't figure it out. But thank you, Parquet courts, for another, and I hope you have another 25 years. Wow. 25 years together is such an incredible number for a band to hit. Not many people make it that long besides, I don't know, maybe besides Weezer. I can think of a lot of people besides Weezer who've made it so long. So congratulations to 25 years. Parquet Courts, one of the better bands we've ever had.